that. But yeah. All right, guys. Today is the start. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this video, but this pretty much marks the start of the new chapter for the build. And pretty much what I mean by the new chapter is obviously the rb20 that is in here. The rb20 swap that we put in here and everything. Didn't really get to use that much, arguably. It's time for it to go. And as you've seen in the last couple videos, I have a Neo 6 and a CDO9 transmission. This should be the final motor swap for this vehicle. This is the motor I planned on ending up with, motor setup that I planned on ending up with from the beginning. I just wanted to stage up so that I'll be able to drive and handle that power. You don't want to go from 0 to 100 and not know how to control it. So that's pretty much what I was doing. But seeing as though I didn't make the deadline that I planned on with using the 20 to get used to driving an RB engine over this year, it's time to pretty much get rid of it, stay on schedule, put the 25 in, go for 400 horsepower and get used to that. And then the next chapter will be 600, next chapter 800, and then at that point I'll probably be leaving it alone. But today is the day that I'm going to be taking or starting the process of taking the motor swap out. I already got somebody that's going to be taking it off my hands. So what I'm going to do, and that's why I say I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm not even going to say that because that's like my famous last words. But I only got weekends to work on this. I'm here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I got till 6 p.m. today, and then I got the same thing tomorrow. Actually, I might get up and get out here at 6 a.m. Depending on how much I get done today. But hopefully it doesn't take too long. We'll see how long it takes. But that's pretty much what this video is going to be going over. Me just taking the swap out and getting it ready for the buyer. Looking at the engine bay as it's all done and kind of just going from there, doing any other preparations. I know I might clean up like the wiring and stuff that's on the side of it and all that type of stuff in the meantime. But yeah, so this should be the last time that you see this thing in here, and the next time this has an engine, it'll be this one. Updates on this: I have ordered my manifold and my turbo that I'm going to be running for 400. All of that should be here, possibly, all of that should be here by next weekend. The manifold is shipped out yesterday, and the turbo itself should ship out Tuesday or Wednesday-ish. So if they both get here by next weekend, then I'll have a video on that. I will be selling my rb20 turbo, rb25 turbo. So there's that, and then I'll do a video on that. But yeah, so that's pretty much the update. I'm gonna stop wasting time, get on this, start taking off the front end and remove the core support so that I could just yank this out, make it easier on myself, and I should be good to go. So let's do it. All right, as you guys saw in that time lapse, I've taken out the front core support, and the wiring that was going to the headlights. All of this wiring, so this was like pretty much the harness that I had for the headlights in conjunction with that. I'm going to be changing all of that because I'm wiring them to a switch since the factory harness wasn't working like I thought it was gonna. So all that's going to change, so that'll be cleaned up. I left the crash bar because at first I didn't really want to take it off, and then on top of that, like, this is plenty of room to get the motor out, so I kind of figured that that'd be that. But core support, this is the removable core support that the car came with, and it's had better days, so I'm probably going to be on the lookout for something to replace this. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, just go tube front. Well, I would go tube front if I had a way to get a welder, find a place to power it in here, or get a generator, then get a welder, bring it in here, then get the material, and then make a tube front. But that is a long and expensive process. A generator is like $400, a welder, you guys know the price of that. And then that's just to get it in here. So I am not looking to go tube front as of yet. What I really want to do is just have something that goes across here that I can just make some holes and, you know, thread the holes and make it bolt in. That'll also, you know, pretty much the same thing as what I had, except, you know, probably better. But yeah, have that go across and then have it come down to these 3 points, so that way I could keep the standard bolt-in thing. I may or may not have to get somebody to fab it up. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if I can get the metal, I can cut it up. I can measure it, cut it up, and then go have somebody weld it. That might be something that I go about doing if I can't find anything that somebody already makes. But outside of that, I'm definitely going to be getting a new core support. So yeah, for the most part, the stuff that's going with the swap, I am going to give him the mass airflow and the intake, because I might keep that intake filter. I'm going to give him the mass airflow though, because I'm not going to need it with the Link ECU. The intercooler piping is mine. The radiator is mine. The fans can go, since I got the clutch fan. Basically anything that I'm not going to be carrying over to the Neo swap is going to go. So the only things on here, or the only things in the car that are being carried over, are intercooler piping, intercooler, radiator, and motor swap brackets. Everything else associated with the swap, harness, ECU, fans, motor, transmission bracket, drive shaft, all of that is going. So that's pretty much what he's getting, and we'll be done with that. But the clearance part is done. I completely forgot that I needed to drain oil and coolant from this thing, so that's going to be something. I might have to see if I can find a place that has a drain pan or something like that, or get a bucket or something like that. But my next thing is going to be raising this thing up and loosening some of the mount bolts, and I should be good to go. It honestly shouldn't take that long to get this out of here, but I do have to put together my cherry picker, so that's another thing that I'm gonna have to do. But regardless, this is where we are on things. I'm also trying to figure out where I'm gonna put stuff as I'm taking things out. For the most part, everything that's getting taken out outside of the swap is out, so I kind of just put the intercooler and the piping right there with the bumper, and I put the core support over here. But like I said, that's probably going to be trashed. I am also thinking I know I'm getting a new retainer that's going to go all the way across instead of this one that I cut, so I know that's going to be replaced. But I'm also thinking of getting a new set of S15 housings, because there's something I want to do to these that's going to involve cutting it up. So we'll see. But I'm thinking about getting a stock set of S15 housings as well. Just more stuff that I'm thinking about doing. But I'm gonna get back to it because I gotta keep on recording, and if my phone dies, I might be stranded. Can't get a lift back, but let's do this. All right, so apparently for today, it seems like this is going to be a wrap. And the only reason, because everything was going good, I was making great time. It's only been like an hour. I got the front core support off, all the wiring, I'm taking off the fans, took the shifter out. Really, outside of draining the coolant and the oil, the only thing is left to do to take this out is to unbolt the mounts and put it on the cherry picker. But that's the problem. I let my friend use my cherry picker and he didn't give me the legs back. So I have to wait until I can get those legs back to finish this. So I probably could have got this motor out today, seeing as though it's 10 o'clock. I still had 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 hours. I could have got this out today, but it is what it is. As you can tell, I'm a little upset, but it is what it is. I'm gonna just take what I can off of it for the time being, and then, you know, get everything going. Probably gonna take off the rest of the gold intercooler piping, take this fan off because that's going with them. The other one's over there. But yeah, for the most part, that's all I can think of. Oh, I gotta drain the power steering fluid too. Wait, do I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to drain it. I'm gonna have to drain it from the pump right here. But outside of that, that should be good. Man, I almost had it in one day. All right, well, till next time. Well, I mean, not till next time, but like till the next time I'm able to get things going through. Hold on, there's a little bit of oil right here. The turbo might be bad on this thing. But yeah, it is what it is. So till the time that I have the legs for the cherry picker, that's probably when I'm gonna cut to for the next one. Next clip, at least. Okay, day 2. Even though the first one ended real suddenly, I think I was only out here from 8 to 11, 9 to 11. That's 3 hours before I realized what happened. But I'm not gonna go over that again. I have my legs, so we should be able to get this thing out today. I am a little later than I wanted to be here. I think I got here at like 9, but that's just me oversleeping. I'm gonna disconnect the rest of this stuff, drain the power steering fluid, and we should be able to get this engine out so that it can be on to the next person. So let's get started. it took me an hour to get it all out. Still dripping power steering fluid out the thing, but I'm gonna clean all that up. I think I pinched one of my power steering lines when bringing the transmission out, because that's where all this is coming from. This is power steering fluid mixed in with a little bit of transmission fluid. Completely forgot that as soon as I take the diff out, it was gonna start leaking trans fluid. So that was that. But yeah, I think I pinched one of these rack lines. Oh no, this one's completely off. So that confirms it. That is the casualty of getting this out of here. But I'm glad it's the rack lines and not the rack. I think those are the ISR lines. I think they're like $50, I think. So I'll just get a replacement set of those and keep it going. The rack took forever to get, so if I would have pinched the rack somehow, I would have been highly upset, especially considering the fact that this is a custom stage 2 one, you know, as I've said in previous videos. So I'm glad that everything is there, but that's pretty much all I got left to do. Clean all this up, clean up the fluid, and then I can start getting to work on the chassis, you know, getting everything ready for that engine swap and this transmission. So that'll pretty much conclude this episode. This is all said and done. I'll post this. I can't really think of the first chassis thing that needs to be done. I mean, I know I got to do the wiring for the headlights and tail lights, and I know I have to install this bracketed throttle cable, because as you see, mine does not have that bracket, and it keeps getting stuck on the firewall and going to wide open throttle. So that is a problem, of course. But I got the bracket replacement for that, so that's good. But yeah, I gotta do the throttle, I gotta do the wiring for the head and tail lights going to a switch. I'm gonna also redo the battery relocation, because the way that I did it the first time was kind of rushed, kind of like, okay, I already got cables to go to the back of the car, I'm gonna put it in the back, I'm gonna hook it up and let's see if it works, and it did, so I left it like that. But I'm gonna clean it up, because I know that that was part of the problem, that I have a battery drain. So that's another thing that I'm gonna clean up. I do got to put the bigger Walbro pump in. So just like some random miscellaneous stuff. I do want to clean up all this. Like I said, redo that wiring, because it kind of looks like a clusterfuck to me. And just, you know, take advantage of having the ability to work in this space while I'm still building the motor and getting the swap and stuff ready to go in. Next video will probably be on the manifold and maybe the turbo, depending on their delivery times. The manifold is supposed to get here Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, so I should be able to do that video. I don't know when the turbo is going to get here, hopefully by that weekend, so we'll see. And then once this sells, I'll be getting the remainder of the stuff I need to make this to the 25 and made it to the car, so that'll be good and we'll be good to go. But yeah, like I intro said, this is the beginning of chapter 2. New engine, new me, I guess that's how I'm gonna do it. New power band, new me. I don't know how I'm gonna figure that out yet, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow the build. More to come. See you guys next time.